Hello, everyone. This is Josema from Customily. Thank you for joining us in the first of hopefully many live sessions we're going to be doing for you at Customily. I'm going to talk about Customily 2.0 because I mentioned you that we have a original setup of 1.0 and now we also have 2.0. Now, this is our latest update for Shopify stores, which allows you to create and publish personalized products easier, faster, and better than before. Those starting your stores from scratch will have more interest in this section because now you can choose a product directly from a print-on-demand service supplier, add a design to it, and get it published in your Shopify store, all from the Customily app. Also, with the print-on-demand services that have an API connection, all the fulfillment processes will be automated. This means that once you receive a purchase, all the order details and the ready-to-print file will be sent to the corresponding POD provider automatically for fulfillment and shipping. Finally, another interesting feature for Customily for 2.0 and for Shopify users is the free access to Customily's design libraries. This means that you can find designs ready to use and sell, or you can use those exclusive cliparts collection to create your own art. So we can say that there are four different paths you can explore with Customily 2.0. You can work with a print-on-demand provider who has its own product catalog and add a design from Customily's library to that product. This is the fastest path, the one that allows you to have published products ready to sell in minutes. You can work with the print-on-demand provider, but choose to add your own designs to their products. In this case, you will have to populate your design library before being able to publish products in your store. On the other hand, if you have your own products and are not interested in working with a print-on-demand provider, the way to go is to start by populating your product-based library first. After you have your own product mockups, you can choose to add a design from Customily or create and publish your own products and your own designs into your own products. This last is the path that involves more time, but once you have all your product mockups and all your designs set up, it's just a mix and match game, and you'll be able to create and launch new products in seconds. Okay, now that we have the different alternatives clear, let's create some products together. If you recall the couple of examples we saw, I'm going to create them in Customily for you. So let's start from the beginning. Imagine I'm a Shopify store owner. I want to start selling personalized products and just install Customily to try it out. Here we are at the main menu of Customily. I'm going to create a new product. I'm going to select the print-on-demand provider. I'm going to select the product I want to sell. The variants available for that product will be shown here. We're going to select at least one variant of all available and click Next to select the designs. I'm going to pick a Customily design and see that I have a lot of categories that I can explore. I will look for in this particular case, I will look for the jewelry cards and pick this one. You and me for the necklace custom card. I'm very sorry if I will be repeating some information. It's my intention to try and give you the most clear sound and image. Right now, as we wait a couple of minutes, Customily is creating all the necessary information for a brand new product in the store. It's creating the product, creating the listing, the listing photo, then is grabbing the information from the print-on-demand provider using the API, getting the mockups, getting the print sizes, the print areas, the images, and everything needed to make sure this runs. And also it's placing the design we selected on the mockups. So as you can see in this final review before we publish or save this product, we actually get to see a preview of how the product will look. We can even edit the product details here. For example, change the name. I'm going to change this to Live Session Forever Love Necklace. Set a price because apparently our POD information did not come with a price, but it did came with a name and a description. Okay. And once we are satisfied, we save the product details, go back here, and we can see how each option will change the live preview exactly the way we saw in the first example. I'm going to select a particular option for this case, a quote, a couple of names, and a date. And this is the preview that I put together. Because I like this one, I'm going to save this as the product image. I recommend saving, creating a nice example and saving that product image so it's clear on the front end on the listing photo. Once we have everything done and satisfied with how things were created, we are going to publish this. Automatically, Customily will check for this. It's reminding me that I need to insert the API key from Shine On in order to have automatic fulfillment. If not, the clients can place orders, but Shine On won't receive the information for fulfillment automatically. You will need to send the information later manually, either by using a CSV file, for example, or other means. But remember, you can always load the API key of your POD account. You can go here, you can go to the settings of the store and set up your automatic fulfillment. Okay, we're going to skip this for now and go live. The image is the one we selected. This is live on my store right now with the available variants as well as the product and the price, and we can change our quotes any way we want. Type names. And preview this plus add to cart because this is live. This is ready to start selling. So we are good to go. Now, if you check on the back end of the app, we're going here, we went to the first place, but remember that these three are shortcuts and these three are the core elements of Customily. So if you check, for example, templates, you will see that this automated process not only created the new product on the store, but also created a template and an option set. So I can just reorder this as the last modified to see that we have a love necklace here that has been created. We also, if we go to the store area on the option set, we will see that on the last page, there's a options set created here. So all these core elements that are necessary for the product to be live and have a live preview have been created automatically by Customily. Now we can actually go through the longest path and create all this manually from scratch. Okay, let's say I want to sell my own products with my own art. So the first thing I have to do is create a template from scratch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to the templates section, and you see here that I have the option to create a template from scratch. Think of it like this. On the first path, on the start menu, you have everything ready. The POD provider has uploaded all their product mockups, and Customily has created awesome designs for you to use. But you can also create everything by yourself, have full control of what you want to print and to show on your store. And now I'm going to show you how to get it done. So when we create a new template, first things we're going to be doing is we are going to name this. This is the live session charm necklace. Now, in this particular case, since we are working with jewelry, we won't be setting up any particular print file or print area unless we are looking to engrave something specific. So if we start with 100 by 100 millimeter area to work with, it's okay. So we're going to create the page and start off as a white background. You see here we have a lot of tools to start creating our customization for the product. We can create text boxes and curved text boxes as well, have image placeholders, which are objects that your customers will use to upload their own images. This is where they upload their images or their vectors. Also, we have a map feature that we just create a map object that you can navigate and find your location anywhere on the world. And then we have dynamic image. This is where you upload your images. You upload your designs. You upload your product mockups later, or your color variations, or your textures, or your backgrounds, your clip art if you have people with hairstyles and stuff. Everything is managed in dynamic images. The reason why we call them that is because we can put as many images inside here as we want. There's no limit there. And the moment you start adding more than two, Customily understands that you want to select something. So this is an image selection object. We have also the same feature for dynamic vectors. Finally, if you are going to be printing, it will be important to know which is the export format of your preference. As you can see, we work with all these files. We can export into these formats. We have vector formats and image formats, and you can customize this to fit your needs and your printer needs, actually. But let's start off with this product. Now, before I start with this, I'm going to be needing a lot of images. And the best way to manage my images, and which I have like a speaker in which I can open that and you can all yell at the same time. What are we going to use to manage our images? Libraries, that's correct. We're going to libraries. I'm going to keep this open. As you can see, you can have more than one tab for Customily, so you don't lose any data. And let's go to libraries. Here I have colors, fonts, vectors, and images. And I'm going to be using a lot of images, so I'm going to the image library. As you can see, here I have some of them created already. I have a gold charms library. We're going to be adding gems. Remember, this is our product we want to create. We have gems and we have charms. So we're going to be creating all this. If you have all these images on your stock right now, you can organize them or start uploading them to Customily. So I already uploaded the gold charms. So I just go to this library, edit, and see the gold charms. Then I uploaded the oval gems, the lower gems, and the medium gems. That's how I call them. But I need the silver charms because we can select gold and silver. So I'm going to add a new library, call this silver charms. Create it. It's going to be the last one, obviously, on the list. I'm going to edit this, and I can either start creating categories. For example, if I have a lot of images, you don't want to offer all options right away. When you have 150 dog breeds, you don't want to offer all 150 images. You want to categorize those dogs into breeds, and you'll have 5 different breeds, for example, with I don't know, 20 images each, and that's more appealing and more interesting and less crowding on the front end of your store. So categories are really great tools for organizing a lot of information in a lot of options within the same library and the same option you're going to be offering customers. Cats, dogs, hairstyles, or those kind of things are really even fonts can be categorized when you are offering a lot of fonts. So I'm going to add image here. And you see, I'm going to start from the first position and upload my images from my drive. In this case, these are the charms we are using today. There are 3 files to be uploaded. Let's create them. And there you go. So now that we have this library selected and we have all other libraries, we can continue with our template. So if you recall, when we started playing around with this product, we had 1 charm and 2 charms, meaning that you can either select 1 and 2 or just 1. And this is really interesting, and it's something that Customily can actually automate for you. All you need to do is put together the 1 charm and the 2 charms. And the way to do this is like this. I created a dynamic image here. I'm going to pick a library. I'm going to pick the gold charms, for example. Let's start with the gold, and then we're going with the silver. And you see we have the first one here, but if I go and check the second option, I get this one, and the third option, I get this one. These are the 3 charms we are showing. Why we have this library connected. If we want to add more charms later, we can just add them to the library and they will show up on the template. It's as simple as that. So this one is going to be the charm 1. You double click and you change the name. I recommend this because it's going to get crowded. And I want to actually have 2 charms, right? So I'm going to hit Control-C to copy and Control-B to paste on the same place. I can actually paste on. I can actually Control-V will paste other side, but I actually want the same because I want to have these 2 one next to the other. Grab these 2 together, okay, and then I'm going to center this. But right now, what I have is 2 charms, charm 1 and charm 2. Now, for each charm, we have, you see, we have 3 charms, meaning we have 3 gems. So I have a library for each gem. So I create a new dynamic image. I connect the library of the, for example, the first gems will be the medium gems, like that, yeah? And you see I have 3 gem options, like that. Now, because I want the same here, we're going to have this med gem 1, and I'm going to Control-C and Control-V to copy this and just move this here. Now, this is number 2. I'm going to do the same with the other gems. Create a new dynamic image, pick the library, find the, for example, the lower and the oval are the ones we're going to be using next. Now, lower here, it seems a bit odd, right? Because the reason is we need to preview the second image to understand this better. Maybe if I just hide this for a second, you see now it fits. And then when we create the ovals, it's going to fit with the second image. Yeah, but don't worry, because Customily will create all options together, and we are going to connect them so they show or hide depending what we select. Right now, we are going to do some manual steps, which is to some repeated step to add low gem 1 and number 2. Yeah, and we have the final gem. The final gem is the oval gem. Now the oval gem looks like that. If we actually change the when we preview something different, we actually see things fitting. So make sure your assets fit and you work on them really well before uploading to Customily. It's going to save you a lot of time. And we have the second one here. Now, very important, I'm going to do this because we're trying to get to use some tools about Customily, and we have a lot of dynamic images, but what about text? What if I create a text? There is one of the charms that has the chance to have an engraving. So I can just create a text box like that. And by default, you get an A. An A can be turned into a G or any kind of thing. You see, as much as I keep typing, once I reach the end of the box, I start shrinking and shrinking and shrinking until I can no longer keep typing. The reason for this is because I can control the character and control the size, the minimum size I can enable. If I switch this to 1, I can keep typing and typing and getting smaller and smaller. But the reason why we enable this to be controlled is because you don't want to print that little. It's impossible to read. So I'm just going to keep this at 15. But since I'm interested in typing an initial, I'm just going to keep this in, well, we can actually have this all caps or not, but we are going to preview just one initial. And we're going to select the font for this product. In this particular case, it's the Honey script. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink this until it's within, the box is within the print area of the charm. Okay, and this is the, I would say, text 1. Okay. And again, I can copy and paste and have another one here that will be the text 2. Okay. So now we have everything set up with 2 charms. I can actually grab everything together, align to the workspace and center this, okay, and have things perfectly done. Now, this is just for the 2 charms. How do we tell Customily that we want to select 1 or 2 charms? Basically, we are going to grab everything. And if you don't mind, I'm going to rearrange a couple of things before. I'm going to put all the 1s together, and then I'm going to put all 2s together like that. I have my reasons for this, and you're going to see. But I'm going to grab all objects here and create a layout. This will create a group of layers. We're going to call these 2 charms. Okay, and now we can actually pick this, copy, and create another one, a cloned one, entirely independent. And we can actually remove a charm and have the 1 charm version, as fast and simple as this. We're just going to grab all elements 2, that's why I put them all together, and keep these ones. So this cloned thing is really annoying, so I'm just going to take it away. It's important to know what's cloned, what has been copied, so keep it there until you no longer have a need for that. So I'm going to center this, and you see now that if I select 2 charms, I see one layout, and if I click the other one, I see the other layout. And Customily now understands that whenever I select 1 charm, I need to show this and hide the others. And the same thing will happen with this. This is all we need to put together our necklace. Now, This is a setup for what we would need to be a print file, a production file. We're going to click on the next step and set up the preview on the store. Basically, this. To start on the second step, we are prompted if we want to use a background image or a background color. In this case, we can use both things. Start with the background color because we have many product options like colors and stuff. Or we can start with a plain image because we are going to be placing our design on top of the product image. We're going to use a background image and upload. In this case, we're going to use the gold chain because we are working with the gold with the gold charms. So now we have the two charms and the one charms. We need to rearrange them to look nice exactly as the preview we want to accomplish. You see this one on the middle and this one's hanging like that. So we are going to, if we control select both things, we can see all layouts and be able to resize them all together. Now, whatever you resize on the preview will not affect the print file, basically because we are rearranging the objects. We are not changing anything about the print. So just give me 1 second. I want to see if I get pretty much the same idea. Okay, it's right there. So that's for the one charm on the middle. And for the two charms, we need to actually adjust them a bit. So let's zoom in, open this, select all the two elements, move it like this, and then we are going to select the ones of the charm number 1, rotate them like this, and put it here. Yeah, something like that. Looks pretty nice. It all looks all together, but don't worry, we're going to fix that later. So before we save, there's a final reviewing in which you can see what's getting printed and what's getting shown on the store preview. It's very nice and very important because it will give you the idea of how things are working. So if I change this charm and check it to another option, you see they are connected, and whatever you are previewing, you're also altering the print file. And that's very important to be able to review before you save. So I'm going to save. You have a template ready to be connected with a unique ID, and you can connect this with a Shopify product right away. So we're going to take advantage of this shortcut that Customily offers us and go straight to your store. You see, this is inside here in the store. You see all your products, whatever product you have connected, whatever you don't have connected. Those connected to Customily will have a check mark. Those that don't will show blank and are available. I mean, right now, most of your products will be blank. Okay, but let's find the one I wanted to create and use Customily with. It's there is live. Let me check the necklace. I renamed that and now I cannot find that. If we don't find something because you already changed that, you just sync and you will see. So let me see, necklace. Oh, live sessions custom chain necklace. You see, I found that. So let's click here. Once you click here, you get to see your product. Your product has the name, has a small eye icon that will take you right to the front end to see it live. And now you see that there are a lot of options from Customily. You can choose a template to connect, set up the options, and this is very interesting. If you open the product variants, you will see that Customily can find the variants of that product. In this case, the material, gold and silver. It is very important because we now are able to use those existing variants and swap between silver and gold. So I created a gold template, but at the same time, I had created before a silver template. So I can actually connect the gold one here and then also swap between gold and silver. So first things first, we're going to choose the template we just created. It's the last one, and it's called Live Sessions Charm Necklace. And if you didn't create the options yet, Customily offers to create that for you. And we're going to say, yes, thank you. It's really fast and is all set to go. There you go. So now you have your option set and your template. If you save this, then you are connected and ready to go and see this product live on your store. The product was already live. We just connected a live preview that is going to show here. Right now, the layout is where you select one charm or two charms. And you see, you get the one charm to select, but you see a lot of gems here, and you see the text to type your own your initial. This is not very nice, but you can actually get into this deeper and customize this the way your customers will enjoy that the most. That's the beauty of Customily. It saves you a lot of time in creating things for you, like the swatches and the order and the stuff, but then you can always get inside and improve that even better. So when we click on the gold and silver, nothing happens because we are only working with the gold. So I'm going to start, first I'm going to make sure that gold will have the gold template and silver will have the silver one. I'm going to open Customily functions here and see that I can add a function. Functions can be adding text, changing the text, the color of a text, changing the font, changing images. This is really nice if you have color variants, but we are going to be using change template. For the gold, we are going to pick the same one we are using right now. And for the silver, we make sure we have a template like that, this one. And there you go. Now we save. Now, whenever we change variants, we change templates. And that's amazing because we get to see the preview, we get to see the print, everything. So when you're changing sizes, you change templates. When you're changing materials, you can do so like that. The other thing, well, we can actually refresh because it's really simple. When you change something, you can just refresh your page and start to see the changes. So silver will change this, gold would see this exactly. Okay. So another thing we are going to be customizing better for our customers is the option set. When you click here, this is very important, and I encourage people to get familiar with this. You get to see all the options. For example, let's go back to the gold, and you see the first option is the layout, and you have two choices. This is the layout. You have a drop down with two choices, one charm and two charms. If you don't want this to be called layout, you can call this select number of charms. That, as beautiful as that, is going to change this image layout. Then you will see that the rest of the options are conditioned depending on this. So the first, you have the charm 1 or charm 2, and then you have gems for each one of those. So the charm 1, yeah, is actually, we have engraved over and square, Customily created all our thumbnails. And if you open the condition, you will see that this is showing only when the number of charms is 2. And we can add more conditions to that. The same goes with charm 2. For example, the medium gem, if you open the condition, you see you have the blue, the purple, and the red. This will show when the number of charms is 2 charms, perfectly. Yeah, but what if we also add another condition that says that it should also show when the charm is the medium one? We make sure that this option will have this double conditioning and will not pop up when we don't want that. Okay, and using the same logic, we can do the same with the low gem. Yeah, the low gem is this one, and the oval gem is this one, right? So now those three options will, those gems will show depending on the charm 1 selected. For the charm 2, we have the same logic. Just use the same condition we have and add another one. This one is this, yeah. I'm going to pick up the pace, this, and the final is this. Obviously, this is for the two charms. We also want this to work for the one charm, okay? And very important, if you recall, the text was only available for one type of charm. So it will show when it's two charms, but also when the charm is this one. The others, we are not interested in seeing a text option. Okay? Well, these are exactly the same logic. The medium will come with this, and we need to actually come to the charm one, number 12. Medium is this, low is the other one, and oval is this one. The text will be just for this one. There you go. You can later, for example, let's focus on the text for a second. Instead of text one, which is not really nice, good looking, we're going to change this to initial. And we want this to be one single character. So in the max length, we're going to top this to one character. We will do the same with the other text. Let me find them first. Okay, there is. So initial of the initial 2, yeah, one character, and this one was initial 1, one character. You see it? We're going to save this. And like I mentioned, if you refresh, all those last settings will update. Now we see select number of charms. We get to one charm. And you see nothing shows until we start selecting. So the first charm, we get engraved and we see the right gem and the right initial. What if we change to oval? We change the image, we change the gem, we don't see the text. And if we change to square, we don't see the text. When we go to two charms, it's exactly the same. For the first charm, you get the right gem and the text, but the other one, there's no need for that. You can actually have that, have an oval like this. If you don't like the order of the options, just come to the option set. Let me just reduce everything so it looks not that big as it is. Yeah. So let's say we want to present first the charm 1 and then the gems. We can just hold and drag this. Yeah. And organize this any way we want to show better. Then we have the initial for the first charm, then we have the initial for the second charm, like that. So we can rearrange this any way we want and preview how things look. This is really nice because you want to control the flow of your customers, how they customize, what they select first, what they preview first. It's really interesting. So without further ado, I wanted to show you how this somehow got working in really great time. This is working in great time. This was created using a POD provider and a design from Customily. This was done entirely by us in about 25 minutes. I know we have a lot of things pre-made, but I think it's important to sit down and plan ahead what you are going to be offering. You can contact us at support@dotcomedy.com, set up a live chat in the app on office hours, check out our Facebook communities, okay? And of course, if you have other questions, of course, we will always be answering via email. We are always open to set up new live sessions based on your suggestions. So every feedback is more than welcome. I really appreciate your time today. I appreciate your patience. I thank you so much for your patience. For this has been a really great experience. I know there are a lot of questions, and we are going to be answering everything. We have your emails, we have your names, we have your stores and your questions, and nothing will be unanswered. All your feedback will be answered. So thank you so much for your time, and I will see you next time.